I'd like to talk about belonging, this idea of belonging. Belonging means where you know that you are part of a larger whole. Belonging usually implies other people, but I want to do a thought experiment with you right now. What if there were no other people? If we think about Adam and Eve, Adam didn't have other men, and Eve didn't have other women. They presumably didn't have sentient parents. So, to whom did they belong? Just each other, maybe. So, but I want to address something else about belonging. A lot of themes of a lot of movies are about belonging. People really wanting to belong, and sometimes the movie resolution is seeing somebody, the main character, finally belonging, or getting some revenge on the people who made them not belong, made them feel like they didn't belong. But I want to deconstruct this because if we talk about spiritual life, we really need to confront the fact that the direction that we must go in our spiritual life is into a very personal relationship. And I want to suggest, and this is the meaning of my whole channel, that the place of belonging that each person seeks is different from each other. I am not ever going to belong to another person. And I am now if there's love and like true love and family and couples, that would be different. We can feel that higher level of belonging. But there's a primal need to belong even before we are capable of loving another person. And it is this that my channel is about. My channel is about Prime and about primal encounter. It's about finding the place within you that you belong. So, this is not easy to talk about because our language is limited in this area. We don't have all the vocabulary to really talk about what the dynamics are here and what we're really searching for. Uh, so if I lean on spiritual language, then I might say it's most important that we understand who we are to God or to our Savior. And presumably, people are experiencing some kind of belonging when they pray and when they encounter God in different ways. Um, but I want to suggest that the place of belonging that everybody is looking for is not another person. It's not even Christ. It's actually one's own inner mind, inner self, inner person. The divine principle talks all about this, the spiritual self, the spirit self. Um, the divine principle explains that every person is composed of two separate selves. And the separate selves are um, coming from, they have the same origin and they have the same original substance, but they are discrete projections of that substance. So a person's body, including their physical mind or their animal instincts, that's one projection, that is one aspect of self. But there is a second projection, which is the spirit, mind, and body, or the spirit person. And the spirit person of me is different from the spirit person of you. I won't be able to feel intimacy with somebody else's spirit person. If I finally meet my spirit person and I become truly one in love with my spirit person, then I will be able to then go on and be one with others, predominantly my spouse. So all of human history and all of human psychology and the entire human journey that we are on is not about society and community and or even about romantic love and or even about religious life. The entire journey that we're on, the whole thing, is simply to make contact with our spiritual person, our spirit self, and for our physical self to be united with that spirit self. When the two are in a relationship, when they come together, this is where all the feelings of peace, tranquility, indestructiveness and destructibility, permanence, courage, hope, love, faith, creativity, freedom. These are all results of my physical and spirit self coming together. So if we reduce that out, or if we deconstruct that, then another way of saying it is anytime we feel peace, anytime we feel strength, anytime we feel permanence, anytime we feel freedom and creativity, it means that our spirit self and our physical self are in alignment, or they are cooperating. They are not in conflict with each other. So that I just wanted to put that out there. One of the problems that humanity is having is that human beings think that religious people and non-religious people are very different from each other, or that Christians and non-Christians are very different from each other, or that atheists and theists are very different from each other. And what I would like to propose is that this isn't actually true. Anybody can develop their inner relationship between their two sides, and anyone can be a consequential person. By consequential person, I mean a person who is capable of standing up to evil, and a person who's capable of enacting goodness, good deeds. A person who's able to behave altruistically. Also a person who's able to create with joy and spontaneity. Also, in order to love, we have to have union between the two selves. Otherwise, it's just performance and manipulation. So the spirit self is the self that is it's both selves are a projection of God, but the spirit self is the more central of the two selves, and it is the one that where all the higher human functions are: sacrifice, love, artistry, ingenuity. These are not available to other creatures because other creatures don't have a spiritual self, and they are not capable of self-reflection. They're not capable of planning or making dreams come true. And they're not capable of experiencing deep human love. So everything I'm saying is so simple, and yet we find ourselves in a situation where, while almost anyone can agree with what I'm saying, it's very simple. Instead, we use a lot of religious language or psychological language to express the two most important things about human beings. One is what's wrong with us and how can we fix it, and the other is how do we grow? How do we become our best self? So they're kind of two separate things, but they're intertwined. And the more we can cooperate, the more we can really have each other's back in this pursuit, the better. So we want to come to a place where we are not disagreeing with one another about whose God is whose God, or whose religion is right, or is religion corrupt or not corrupt. We don't have time for that anymore. We need to get busy doing what really needs to be done. And the work is 100% an inside job. It isn't about telling other people what to do or how to do it. It's about discovering one's own self, removing the obstacles that exist between me and my true self, or me and my inner self. And then conversely, removing the obstacles that may lie between my inner self and my outer self, in the sense that, looking in the other direction, my outer self has become, by virtue of history and by virtue of ignorance, by virtue of culture and by virtue of language, my outer self has already become perverse. It's not a value judgment. It's not about saying some people are perverse and some people aren't. Everyone is perverse, because anyone who hasn't met and is living at one with their inner self is desperately trying to fit in or belong, or to feel better, or to outdo somebody else, or to punish somebody else who maybe isn't measuring up to their standards. We spend all of our energy in the outside world trying to feel better, and imposing our behavioral and attitudinal rules on other people. You should have this attitude. You should behave like this. we're very busy trying to fix everybody else or punish everybody else. I'll stop there